And for Genesis 21, we have Shani in the margin over here. For verse 4, we have Sibuyan Hela. In the margin, we have Shalishi and Rabi'ai. And verse 15, we have Li, Rapa. And verse 21, Malwa. And verse 29, we have Hashi, Batsiri. And further in the margin, Chamishi. And there was a famine in the land, beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. And Gerar, Garah is probably a word that is a more proper name of what later became called Plish Tun. Because the Tun relates to Tiamat, so does team, but we do have the plural in that sense. But anyways, and God as noun and verb caused an appearance unto him, and said, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father, and I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven. Well, in those days they could only see 26,000 of them or something like that. And will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Not by their race, but the influence of the prophets thereof. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice, and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. And Isaac dwelt in Gerar. And the men of the place asked him of his wife. And he said, She is my sister. For he feared to say, She is my wife. Lest, said he, the men of the place should kill me for Rebekah, because she was fair to look upon. And Rebekah means tying up or fettering, all beautiful. And it came to pass, when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out at a window and saw, and behold, Isaac was sporting with Rebekah his wife. And Abimelech called Isaac and said, Behold, of a surety, she is thy wife. And how saidst thou, She is my sister? And Isaac said unto him, Because I said, Lest I die for her. And Abimelech said, What is this that thou hast done unto us? One of the people might lightly have lain with thy wife, and thou shouldest have brought guiltiness upon us. And Abimelech charged all his people, saying, He that toucheth this man or his wife shall surely be put to death. Then Isaac sowed in that land, and received in the same year an hundredfold, and God as noun and verb blessed him. And the man waxed great, and went forward, and grew until he became very great. For he had possession of flocks, and possession of herds, and a number of servantry. And the Philistines envied him. For all the wells which his father's servants had digged in the days of Abraham his father, the Philistines had stopped them, and filled them with earth. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, Go from us, for thou art much mightier than we. And Isaac digged again the wells of water, which they had digged in the days of Abraham his father, for the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham, and he called their names after the names by which his father had called them. And even the well at Mecca had been covered up. And Isaac's servants digged in the valley and found there a well of springing water. And the herdmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac's herdmen, well, this is a different land, but saying, the water is ours. And he called the name of the well Esek, because they strove with him. And they digged another well and strove for that also, and called the name of it Sitnah. And he removed from thence and digged another well, and for that they strove not, and he called the name of it Rehoboth. For he said, for now God as noun and verb hath made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. And he went up from thence to Beersheba, and God as noun and verb appeared unto him the same night, and said, I am the God of Abraham, thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, and will bless thee, and multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake. And he builded an altar there, and called upon the name of God as noun and verb, and pitched his tent there, and there Isaac's servants digged a well. Then Abimelech went to him from Gerar, and Ahuzath, one of his friends, and Phicol, the chief captain of his army. And Isaac said unto them, wherefore come ye to me, seeing ye hate me, and have sent me away from you? And they said, we certainly saw that God as noun and verb was with thee. And we said, let there now be an oath betwixt us, even betwixt us and thee, and let us make a covenant with thee, that thou wilt do us no hurt, as we have not touched thee, and as we have done unto thee nothing but good, and have sent thee away in peace. Thou art now the blessed of God as noun and verb. And he made them a feast, and they did eat and drink, and they rose up betimes in the morning, and sware one to another. And Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servant came and told him concerning the well which they had digged, and said unto him, we have found water. And he called it Shebeah. Therefore the name of the city is Beersheba unto this day. And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beri the Hittite, and Bishemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite. Which were a grief of mine unto Isaac and to Rebekah. Well, why is it such a big deal about the tribe? Why can't it just be, some sort of religious thing, right? We he Rab Bartz Malbud Herab Her Ashun Asher Hya Bini Abraham Welad Yitzchak Al Abimelech Melech Polshtim Grah Wira Al Yu Yahweh We Amr Al Turd Matzrimah Shukan Bartz Asher Amr Alik Gur Bartz Hazat Wahya Amk Wab Rakuk Ki Luk Wal Zrak Atan At Kul Hartat hal waqamti at hashbah asher nishbati wabraham abik wakharbiti at zirak kekubi Hashmim wan tati lezrak at kil hartzit hal wah tabraku bezrak kil guia hartz akab asher shem'ah Abraham Bakli Wishmer Hashmerti Mats Ultai Hakuti Waturati Wishab Yitzchak Begur Wishalu Anshi Hemkom Lashtu we amr achti huwa ki yura lamar ashti pan yahragni anshi hemkom al ribka ki thubat verah huwa wihi ki arku lu sham he mim wishqaf abimelech melech polchtim bad hachlun wira wachna yitzchak matchak at ribka ashtu we kra abimelech Yitzchak we amr ak hanam ashtak huwa wake amrat achti huwa we amr aliu Yitzchak ki amrati pan amut alia humbly here. We amr Abimelech Mahzat Ashit Lanu Kamath Shakab Achid Hamat Ashtak Wahbat Alinu Asham Witsu Abimelech Atkul Ham Lamar Hanga Beish Hesah Wab Ashtu Mut Umat Wizra Yitzchak Bartz Hehwa Wimtsa Beshna Hehwa Ma Sharim Wibrakhu Yahweh Wigdal Haish Wiluk Haluk Wandul Ad Ki Gadol Mad Wihi Lu Makna Tsan Wamkana Bakar Wa Bada Rabba Wiknow Atu Pul Shatim Wakal Habart Asher Chipru Abdi Abu Bimi Abraham Abu Satmum Pul Shatim We Malaum, Aper, Weamer, Abimelech, Al Yitzchak, Luk, Mamanu, Ki, Atzmat, Memnu, Mad, Wheelik, Musham, Yitzchak, Weechin, Benchel, Grr, Weeshub, Shum, Weeshub, Yitzchak, Weechper, At, Bart, Hamim, Asher, Chipru, Wimi, Abraham, Abu, We, Sut, Mum, Pul, Shittim, Achri, Mut, Abraham, Wikra, Lahan, Shemut, Keshmet, Asher, Gra, Lahan, Abu, Wichpru, Abdi, Yitzchak, Benchul, Wim, Tsau, Shem, Bar, Mim, Chiam, We, Ribu, Rai, Grr, Rai, Yitzchak, Lamer, Lanu, Hamim, Wikra, Shem, Habar, Ashak, Ki, Het, Ashaku, Amu, Wichpru, Bar, Achrat, Wiribu, Gum, Alia, Wikra, Shema, Shithna, We, Atik, Mushum, Wichper, Bar, Achrat, Wol, Rebu, Alia, Wikra, Shema, Rech, Boot, We, Amr, Ki, Atta, Harchib, Yahweh, Lanu, Wabrinu, Barts, We, Al, Misham, Bar, Shba, We, Ura, Aliu, Yahweh, Belilah, Hahwa, We, Amr, Anki, Alhi, Abraham, Abik, Al, Tira, Ki, Atak, Anki, Wab, Ruktik, Wahrabiti, At, Srak, Babur, Abraham, Abdi, Weben, Shem, Mizbach, Wikra, Butcham, Yahweh, Weeth, Shem, Ahlu, Wikru, Shem, Abdi, Yitzchak, Bar, Wabimelech, Hulk, Eliu, Magrur, Wachzah, Merahu, Wab Yakul, Shur,